Hello, everyone. My name's Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from the Ryloth Galactic Championship qualifier. I'm super excited to be here. Hopefully you are. We still got 3 games today, and then tomorrow we have the top cut. If you're just joining us, we've been doing this for a while now. Ooh, we got somebody with with the stream on. Well, that's actually probably a perfect transition. So for all of these events, we have been teaming up with different content creators from around the X-Wing community. And this round is a team up with the Firestorm Firecast. How's it going, Firecast?
How you doing?
Yeah, hello. It's going well.
Doing great, doing great. Now there's 3 of them. 2 of them are here with us today. Who's going to be with us this round?
We got Nick.
And you got Tom.
All right, you guys are so relaxed and reserved right now. You guys are going to completely mess up my levels. I'm gonna set them now, and then they're gonna.
Yeah, don't set them now. That's not gonna go well. But it's so good.
Compressor engaged. Excellent. All right. Well, looking at this let's break down these lists because this is about to get thick real quick.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna run through the scum list. So we got Boba Fett is running Lone Wolf, Perceptive Cobalt, Contraband, Cybernetics, Marauder, Proximity Mines, Hull Upgrade, and Han Solo, which is a very good list to run around and be able to flank in the way he's coming now is a pretty good thing. And Bossk, the way he's going in here, he has a massive ability to mod his attack dice with Greedo, basically turning any shot into a crit, because he's probably going to attack near enough first. Which you can change into double damage, and he's been able to nullify the defense tokens, or the tokens that the defender can use, using Zuckuss and Forlom to kind of punch through that damage, and with Crackshot there as well. He's been able to do some significant damage, hopefully, on the joust that he's set up for here.
Oh, well, not going to get any damage through on this one. We had 1 crit and then 3 evades rolled. Jonathan able to avoid at least one of the arcs of the silencers, who came in absolutely screaming, trying to get some damage in before Boba Fett would get in here. Here is the first silencer shot. And they got into this so fast, guys. I don't think we can bet this game. I don't think it's fair, unless no damage happens, which is not realistic. Hit, crit. Actually, you know what? We'll open up the bets. Let's open it up, and you guys can kind of decide. You guys know that that's already in progress. You can decide how you want to.
Don't do that. Sorry.
It's okay. Here we go. Another shot here. Range 3 from the green silencer. And trail mix, 1 of each. Going to use the Malrus reroll because you have to. No choices. Got another hit. We'll spend the focus. That's 3 hits.
Trying to get my bed in, and my screen's turned on volume.
No worries. And that's going to be a couple more damage on the Bossk.
Yeah, and that was a super quick engagement. So let's just have a quick look at Jacob's list here. He's running First Order, and he's picked up Captain Malorus in the new Zai shuttle. We'll go with that as a pronunciation. Who is I5, and he's like Howl Runner, just souped up. So whilst a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 performs a primary attack, if it has 1 or more blank results, he must gain a strain token and reroll 1 blank result if able. And he's brought that along with Supreme Luda Snoke. So Snoke we don't see very often, but during the system phase, you may choose any number of enemy ships beyond range 1. If you do, you may spend that many force to flip each of the chosen ship styles face up. So he's only got 1 force, so you can do it once, each system phase, but it allows the rest of his list to see what's going on and potentially be able to block to set up some really solid shots with the rest of them. And he just rounds his list off with 3 of the Senior Janus Engineer Initiative 1 TIE silencers. So really clever list with the fact that with the Malice triggers and getting the strain tokens on the silencers, them being I1, generally they'll get to shoot and then clear that strain without having to worry about it by doing a blue maneuver in their next activation.
And we wholeheartedly endorse the Greek letter Xi for the Xi shuttle on the Farcast.
Awesome.
It's definitely the pronunciation that I find the easiest, so that's what I stuck with.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of arguments as to what it should be. I've also seen a lot of people sharing different links that all pronounce it differently. So it's like, okay.
Just pick one, it's fine. Potato, potato.
Until we get like another shuttle that has a similar Z or X in the name with a Y or an I, we should all know what we're talking about. So who do you think has the? Yeah, exactly. Who do you think has the advantage in this matchup? I know right now, obviously, Jacob able to do more damage in this opening than Jonathan probably is happy with.
I don't know. I mean, Bossk is going to hit like a truck, and he's having to sacrifice one of the shots here. Jacob is to get that block, which will stop the reinforce, but it's another 4 dice that could have been going into Bossk.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And Boba has a good kind of route between that gas cloud and debris in the middle of the board. There, he has a good kind of route to boost through and get flanking on these ships this turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think looking at the 2 lists, I like the scum list in terms of having the slight advantage here. You've got those very maneuverable I1 silencers that can get in there, jam the place up and contribute those big 4 dice guns. And you have Malorus, which is helping them give the rerolls, and you've got the block-in ability from Snoke. But if this scum list can burn Malorus down quickly and get rid of that shuttle, then he's got 3 silencers that all have to deal with Boba. And I think if Jonathan can trade Bossk for Malorus and even half of the silencer, I think he's in a really good position. And that dead man switch is just going to help reinforce and get some damage through.
Now, one of the things I wanted to bring up here is just how much gas Jacob put into his list. You know, he wanting to engage with Bossk as quickly as possible. But here we go. It is Pew Pew's time. Here's Captain Malorus, range 2, 1 hit. Reroll from Malorus, 1 hit. Takes a strain. That's going to be a damage. So we're pretty sure we're going to get half points on Bossk. But Boba Fett's going to trying to return the favor here.
So I actually played against this list during one of the team events that we did. And I was surprised how long it took to kill Bossk. And if Jonathan can't do enough damage in trade for Bossk, he's going to be in trouble.
And here comes 3 dice from Boba Fett. Looking at his options for shots. Looks like we did the Han Solo Perceptive.
Yeah, just picked up the focus token to help with his dice modifications. And he's got that Lone Wolf reroll available as well.
1 hit, spend the focus for 3. And this is going into Malorus. You got to ping the dice box. There we go. And from natties to blanks, punished by the dice gods for not rolling in the box. But good, bad, or ugly, that is the rules of the stream, and the players know about it beforehand. So 3 damage, 2 shields, and a card. And here is Bossk. Changes marksmanship to a crit. And one of the dice... Oh, no, it's range 2. Never mind.
He's debating his triggers as well to have Malorus not spend focus, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think they're talking about Greedo. So Malorus, when Malorus attacked, he should have changed. He had the opportunity to change the hit to a crit result. It is a May opportunity, and he didn't do it. But it looks like they've agreed that they're happy to change that face down damage card up as a crit result, as per what he should have been allowed to do.
I was saying that one of the recent changes in the FAQs was that both players need to remind each other of all the triggers that happen, and that would include that May ability.
I honestly don't think that's what that paragraph says, but that's...
That's certainly how it's been interpreted in a lot of game circles I'm in.
Yeah, so...
You have to at least acknowledge that it happens.
Right. I get it. All right, not a time for this argument. Basically, I don't agree with the fact that missed opportunities are not a thing anymore. That's not... I don't read that paragraph that way. I am actually kind of upset the way that they, like, if they're trying to say what they're trying to say, they need to be more clear if that's what they want. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's 3 hits and a crit, squiggly diggly.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage coming into Bossk here.
I mean, Bossk likes to joust, but this is a lot to joust.
But even if he survives this turn, that's all he needs. I'm pretty sure.
He's down to 4 health.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
He's still got 1 4-die shot coming in.
Oh! 3 hits and a crit. And
that could be enough.
Bossk off the table, 2 turns, first order strike.
Brutal.
Remember, if this game ends super early, blame Nick Sperry.
But it is going to trigger Dead Man Switch.
Yep.
It will, yeah.
Which
So
will...
1 damage to each of those silencers.
Yep, Malorus just escaping from it.
It ends super early, Dion. I call that nap time.
The true meta call. The true meta call. Oh,
so
man.
Boba has Lone Wolf active for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Yeah. And Malorus is down to 2. So if Jonathan can get Malorus off in the next turn, and you've got the 3 silencers versus Boba, that's still very much a game.
And Boba's in a really good position here, because those silencers can't turn over that gas cloud to try and chase him. So he can get right in behind them pretty quickly.
Yep.
I mean, the furthest one on the outside, the green one, can turn in, but not an easy thing to do.
So,
And I don't... Sorry, go ahead.
Malorus is at 2 hull, right?
Yes.
I mean,
they've got
losing
5 hull each.
Snoke is a great weapon against Boba Fett. Like, the problem is, of course, Jacob gave up Malorus essentially to trade for Bossk, which points-wise is a good trade, but having those initiative 1s chasing around Boba Fett could be a problem.
Yeah, and Snoke becomes even more valuable when you consider that Boba doesn't have the Slave 1 title. So he can't get away from that if you are able to get a good block on him.
I missed that. I hadn't realised he hadn't got it. He's gone for... Is it basically a hull upgrade instead?
He's got the Marauder title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so He's got the Marauder title.
Let's give him the proximals and the rerolls.
And it gives him the Heart and Gunner as well, because it gives him the Gunner slot.
I'm like, but just Slave 1's just stapled on there, right? Why would you take anything else? And I guess there are reasons.
Yep, so there's Snoke revealing that Boba is just doing a 1 forward this turn.
Which I really like. As I said, the silencers can't really turn on. Malorus hasn't got many places to go. Boba can then boost if he needs to. And then still have the handgunner effect for all the mods he needs.
Yeah. He's just got Lloyd as part of the 186th Squadron saying hi, Firecast, just in the chat there. Hello, Lloyd.
Hey, Lloyd.
And yeah, as it's been pointed out, this Boba Bossk list that Jonathan has bought is the list that Actor did so successfully with at the last GSP event.
Yep, and he is flying it today as well. So we might see it again, maybe. Right now, we have to see how Boba Fett can defend against these 3 silencers. Boba Fett clearing the stress with a 1 forward.
I think I would boost in with Boba here and just try and get rid of Malorus as quickly as possible. Because that Snoke ability to definitely know where Boba is key on those silencers getting blocks.
All right, so he chose to be aggressive. Had the option also to boost away. I know it's a little more passive, but had the option to boost away and shoot out the back and also avoid the range 1 shot from the green silencer. So hopefully he can actually clear Malorus off this turn. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth it.
For sure.
All right, 4 dice. Boba Fett, 2 rerolls, 2 focuses. All right, those are the 2 dice he needs to reroll. And, ooh, okay. That seems good. Spends a focus, and Malorus, pretty sure she's dead.
Yeah, he's only got the 2 agility.
Design Shuttle has 2. Yeah.
I was going to say, even if Malorus didn't die there, it's a really good place for Boba to follow around that gas cloud. Be perfectly happy to just chase those silencers around. But no, Malorus is dead. Definitely space to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And also getting rid of Malorus, of course, in that initiative 5-step means that the silencer that does have a shot on Boba doesn't get that reroll if it's needed.
True.
All right, green silencer going to take their shot now. Range 1, charging up the 4 dice. Remember, Boba Fett has Lone Wolf and his native reroll from his ability available for defense. 3 hits. So we're getting at least a shield. 2 shields, maybe. Spends the focus, just 1.
And I think that's a pretty good trade for Boba. I think he's happy with that, to just lose the 1 against that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Boba is stressed now, so it does limit his options a little bit in the next turn, but so are all the silencers. So red and yellow still are going to struggle to come back round against Boba.
And if he needs
Yeah,
it, he's got contraband.
He does.
So he can just have the extra stress from there and do his actions that he needs to. I don't think he will, though.
I think if I'm Jonathan, I probably want to hold on to that contraband at least a little bit longer, right?
Yeah. No, I agree completely. Just an option that he has is there if he thought something janky was going to happen, but...
And he's also got those proximity mines, so it depends on whether he wants to let one of those go early and just try and block up some board space. I don't think he will this turn, because it's not really an optimal position. But he's always got that opportunity to try and block up some of the space that the silencers can get to and give himself a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, I think with prox mines in particular, because you can't really reload them. I think you want to make sure they're going to hit and just get to that position and drop it straight on somebody's.
All right. Can I say that I love what Jacob's doing here? Absolutely love it. So he's disengaging 5 straight. He's going to come back around and take a pass at Boba. I think that is what you need to do to actually have a chance to win this game. You don't want to be in pursuit of Boba. You want to joust him face to face, so that you're not having to worry about those proximity mines and you have exit lanes.
Yeah, it's definitely the sensible choice, especially where they can't turn around and get shots, especially in that engagement. So just freeing up the board space, trying to regroup, get everyone back together, and come back around for another pass definitely seems like a good choice.
Aside from anything else, it means he can kind of take stock himself and then kind of help himself to not worry about the loss of the Zai shuttle and kind of just settle down a bit and get into more of a rhythm.
I do like Maui Mike Beard's comment here in the chat. Chase me, quote unquote, Boba Fett 2020. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what Boba wants. You are correct. There's the one bank. With the boosts. We're not going to have any shots this turn.
No, but again, it sets up Jonathan for a good position. Boba's there to chase the silencers down, and with the silencers, it's whilst it's not on them at the moment, since they are up on points, they do have to think about trying to re-engage and trying to get back into a fight, because if they just let Boba chase him all game, it's likely that Boba's going to chip that half points of damage into another silencer, which will just tip him over into the lead.
Yes, medium-based ships with the boost is just, they are pretty damn quick, even though they haven't got the 3 hard and on the fire spray, they have got 2 hard or 3 bank still, so they can cover a lot of space on that board.
Yep.
And it is going to be difficult for Jacob to turn around and get that double reposition if he needs it for Boba not to just get a flank shot. So it must be get enough space and then either, is it Talon rolls on the silencers?
Yeah, they've got talent runs.
Mm-hmm.
So just going to make sure he gets that space so he can get around and get that re-engage that you were talking about earlier, Dio. And get what he wants to get. And just take time. We've got 50 odd minutes to settle into the place he wants to be and just get it done.
Yeah, I
the way
think
he needs to.
Boba Fett ideally would like to take these silencers on one by one, just kind of pick them off. But Jacob can't let that happen. The silencers, as a chassis, they're great and they're better in numbers. So use them to your advantage.
Yeah.
And honestly, one thing that could help. There was an opportunity to do it this turn, but in the future we could see using one silencer to. Not to block to take away actions, but block to create a little bit of space, kind of buy yourself a turn to bring some of the other silencers around to the other side. Watch for Jacob having that opportunity at some point.
Yeah, and I think he's starting to get to a position where you can re-engage here. So next turn you can see a 2 hard from the yellow silencer, which does give him the option to come back down towards Boba, especially with Boba taking the boost there. The red silencer as well now can do a 2 bank around that debris cloud. And the green silencer, as you say, could do that 2 hard and get in Boba's way. And get some more optimal shots for red and yellow.
Jacob sitting himself with that gas cloud there is giving himself that defensive mod that he's going to need. A good position to be in still, even though it's range 1.
Here we go. 4 on 4. We'll get a couple of rerolls here. Or 1 reroll, excuse me. He's got a focus token. And that's 4 hits. Silencer looking for some natties. Oof. All right. Going to be taking 3 there. Down to 2. You got half points.
Yep. And Bobber's got no shots coming back at him this turn. So it's definitely about trying to re-engage now. And he's got some good options to re-engage here with the red and yellow silencer. And green probably just wants to not get shot this turn. So even using green as a blocker doesn't really deny Bobber much having Han Gunner, because he'll get the reroll from being at range 0 to 1 of green, and he's still able to take those that double focus with Han Gunner at the start of the engagement step.
It might give yellow a chance to at least try and get some damage and get into a position, or red the 2 bank. So green is in that position you're talking about, Dion, where he can kind of start to delay and at least get in the way of Boba and just limit things a little bit so he doesn't get the lock and the hand.
Yeah, I actually would have liked, obviously hindsight's 20/20, but if he would have done that last turn, he could have one-hearted in front of Boba and blocked him to give the red and yellow the following turn to bring him around. Yeah, but yes, we'll see. We'll see how he can take advantage of it. By the way, anybody who's out there, want to remind you guys that we do stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday here on Gold Squadron Podcast. Saturday, we usually are in the nights, but right now, or nighttime United States, it's always hard to talk about times. X-Wing has become so global, but nighttime nights. Chicago. Yeah. But you guys can join us here on Twitch. And thank you to everybody who has.
Just subscribe and follow on Twitch and get the notifications going, and then that solves all your problems for you.
The fact. All right.
Certainly what I do.
So there's a 2 hard. We see a focus. Are we going to see a roll as well? To the left. Ooh. Oh. This is ugly a little bit. Yellow silencer bumped into the red silencer.
Yeah, I think that might have just been a slight mistake in terms of just moving things out of order slightly. But it's not. Hopefully, it shouldn't be too bad. Yellow's still likely to have a shot, just unmodded. And there's the green not doing the barrel roll there has just left Boba straight with a range 1 shot into green to try and finish that ship off if that's what he chooses.
Hungry Boba. About to take a bite. We got some preemptive Fs in the chat. Let the silencer try. Let him try to live.
There's 3 green dice and a focus on the silencer. He's going to be fine.
We've got Funwalk in the chat saying, "Can I refund my bet?" Exclamation refund bet.
No. You decided to bet once the game was in progress. All right. Oh, that's going to be 3 hits and a crit. This is probably a dead... 1 blank is a dead silencer.
Yeah.
Gone. 2 hits and a crit. Push through.
No look for green today.
Yeah, and that's where, as we were saying, if he'd done that block, whilst it would have not limited Bobber's actions, it would have forced him to take the stress to get the double focus, and it would have also just protected green from being shot this turn and kept him in the fight.
100%. All right. Well, the silencer's trying to respond here. Hit, crit. Boba Fett still has all 3 shields. He's going to be able to... Boba doing what Boba does. No damage there. All right, guys, I need to step away for 1 second. My daughter just woke up, so give me 1 moment.
So what do you reckon, Dom? I really like the just kind of, well, once this shot comes in, I forgot we had that. Yellow does have that range 3 you're talking about.
Yeah, he does. And Boba took a shield from red, but this is unmodded coming in, and he gets 2 hits, which is definitely solid. And Boba doesn't have a token, but he does still get that defensive reroll, which he doesn't need. But yeah. So we know that the FO and the silencers are on the back foot here, but in terms of what Jacob can do, I do think he wants to try and utilize red to try and just block or slow Boba down and try and get a decent shot in with yellow. So if the red silencer does something like a 2 hard back towards his board edge, and he can barrel roll back to try and just slow down Boba.
I was going to say, does Boba just try to aim to be where the red silencer is now? So like a 2-bank?
No, I mean, if it was me actually, and I was Boba, I would just one hard to the left, and just present your rear arc. Boba gets the additional reroll from the Marauder title with his rear arc. So even if he doesn't have a ship at range 1 of him, he gets the Marauder reroll, plus he gets the Lone Wolf reroll. So he's still getting those 2 rerolls, still has the focus token. And he's up on points at the moment and doesn't need to worry about engaging so much.
Well, it looks like it's Jacob's thinking the same thing.
Yep, it does indeed. And he's blocked that hard one nicely.
Would my call have been better in this particular situation? And only in this particular situation?
It definitely would have been in this current position.
Please have done the 3-bank to the right.
And he has. There we go. See, top level X-Wing. Think yourself into problems, it seems, rather than out of problems. But yes. There we go. And but Boba has options now. He can choose to shoot either of those ships quite happily.
So range 2. I really wanted to see that arc. I didn't quite come up. Let me see it.
Yeah, it's got range 2 into the front ship or into the back ship. And
it doesn't seem quite close enough for the prox mine.
Yeah, and I think he's going into the back ship because, as I said, he gets that additional reroll with the Marauder's title. So
crit hit, blank, rerolls into a hit.
Yep, so not needing to use one of those focus tokens. Just plinks a shield off of red, so not halved yet, and he's still there in the fight. But no shots from Jacob this turn.
Bo's also kind of now split the 2, so he can kind of just try and focus on yellow if you can. I think turning up towards Jacob's forward edge, maybe? And again, present that rear arc to yellow and try not be blocked by yellow. I don't know. That gives red an option to come back in, I think.
It does give red an option to come back in. I think if Boba looked to do a 2 hard towards where yellow is,
yep,
he's got that opportunity to jump over yellow, still gets that rear dice gun, and also might even have the opportunity to catch yellow with the prox mine.
Yeah, it's 2 hard or 1 hard.
I think the 2 hard. I think the 1 hard is too easy for yellow to block. I know he's not that worried about if he does get blocked, but I think I would do the 2 hard. It also gives you some room from red, and allows Boba to just take on the yellow silencer 1-on-1 for a little while.
So what if we do for Jacob here? I mean, he is going for that prox mine. I don't think that's him. I'm pretty sure that's too far. That needs to be one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might just be going again to just take up some board space. Because I do think red's going to try and come back and start getting the engagements on again. And there's yellow's gone for that block. So that 2 hard from Boba to the right here will really put him in a great position and definitely gets him that prox mine onto yellow for the next turn and keeps him out of being shot this turn, which is what he's gone for. So he gets that brilliant shot into yellow, where he's got 3 rerolls available if he wants. 1 for the range 1, 1 for the Marauder, 1 for Lone Wolf, and he's definitely got that prox mine onto yellow next turn as well.
That is a superb position. I really like that. Kieran in the chat, thank you. We're doing pretty well. I had a good day watching X-Wing so far. 2 hits from that first roll.
And there's 1 reroll, and then there's a second reroll. Just the 2 hits.
Marauder, sorry, not that wolf. Well, either, I guess.
Still sneaks 1 through there. Oh. So that's the other shield on yellow down now, which does mean that prox mine guarantees half points on the yellow silencer.
And potentially kills it outright if the roll isn't favourable to Jacob.
Yep, there is always that opportunity that he can just take it straight out.
And we know red most likely he's going to have to do the too hard here to try and chase Boba. Is it just going to be a 4K from Yellow, assuming he survives?
And Boba likes being chased.
Boba doesn't mind being chased. Hi, Phil.
Hello. Yeah, you got me now for a little bit as well. Yeah, I must admit, so just jumping in here, I absolutely love what Jonathan's doing with Boba here. He is flying it superbly. I mean, yes, now as you said, he's got the Proxmine lined up on Yellow to go straight into the hole, guarantee that half points with the Marauder title at the back, with Lone Wolf and his native rerolls and that Han Gunner. I mean, Jacob had a hard job anyway. This just now makes it even harder.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, if I was Jacob, I'd actually be tempted just to disengage, just entirely disengage at this point. Bringing the two silencers back together, come back around the board, and you still got time, and then come back at Boba from the front and joust back into him. Because doing this game and following Boba is going to be tough for him. And that's the Proxmine result there, to go and hit crit into the yellow silencer. With the crit being a weapons failure.
Oh, well, that's not helpful.
No,
Yeah.
and
And
it's
that's
not a damage engine, but that's still not good.
no, and that's where if he has gone the disengage route here, he's got time to fix it. He's got time to get himself set up to re-engage Boba on his own terms.
I think you're absolutely right. I think he's got to get out to that range value, get out to and just try and plink away for a bit. I mean, 40 minutes, guts off.
Yeah,
I certainly wouldn't be boosting after Boba here.
No, but Jacob has chosen violence. The red silencers come in, yellow's K-turned. He doesn't really want to be chasing Boba, ideally. But he's got some space here. Boba is just going to boost away and not worry about engagements this turn, which does give the silencers a bit of a breather.
The thing is, for Jacob to try and follow in here, he's going to be following in with just red. Yellow's not going to make an engagement next turn, whereas red could, but Boba can potentially just hard turn in. Be happy with that.
Boba's got a lot of options at the moment. I think if I'm Jonathan at the moment, I wouldn't even worry about turning in here. Doing something like doing something like a 3 bank down towards the gas clouds and giving yourself the option to boost bank 1 left, and keeping that rear dice gun on. The silencers can't really follow you there with the Proxmine he dropped earlier.
Yeah, that's the irony, isn't it? I just went, oh, it's not going to hit, so I wouldn't bother. And she went, no, yeah. It's in a good space.
Yeah, and that goes back to what we were saying earlier. The Proxmines can just deny that space and give Boba a bit of breathing room, and that's what that one is doing there. It's making it harder for the silencers to follow. Red's fits in there nicely, but yellow, he's going for it. He's gone that way anyway. He's going to fix the weapons failure. Assume he's going to reposition either side of the Proxmine to give him that space to engage.
Yeah, and it now gives them the silencers nice avenues to try and chase Boba whichever way he decides to go. But again, I think Jonathan's just going to take his time. He knows he's up on points. He knows that ideally he wants them chasing him. So actually the ball's firmly, the game's firmly in his control. The ball's in his court where he wants them to chase him, and put the Proxmine there, as you said, now blocks up that board space quite nicely. I think red might have a range 3 shot here. Not quite sure. We'll have a little look.
Probably, but through a gas cloud.
I mean, even if he does, it's range 3
all the
gas
rerolls
cloud
under
plus
the
he gets
sun,
the red.
and it's through a gas cloud. It's absolutely fine.
I mean, 1 reroll, all the rerolls under the sun. I mean, it's close, but
all the dice mods, perhaps, that are necessary to not take damage.
Doesn't even need.
There's a good start.
There's the natty 3 hits.
3
and
hits.
that's
There we go.
And,
oh.
Assume reroll from Lone Wolf. Oh,
Got nothing.
Ooh.
Gets the gas cloud.
So cloud. And
he takes
Clink.
2 shields.
Plink. Through a gas cloud. Love it.
There we go. The dice giveth, the dice taketh away, as we say.
They do indeed.
So do we think Boba's just going to try and joust again? And just, I'm I know I'm maybe way too aggressive at this point, but hard one boost in.
I
Means you
mean,
can jump out the other side.
I always like violence. Anyone who's watched our stream knows that I always choose
In X-Wing, right?
violence for sure. Yes. Oh yes.
Just checking.
So yeah, I'd be tempted to do the hard one in. I think Jonathan would ideally like to finish off yellow if he can, just to kind of cement that lead. But also, you can be cautious. Do a 3-bank behind the gas cloud boost up, try and catch yellow that way. Hoping red's gone through the gap. But yeah, we can see. If I'm Jacob here, I'm just doing a 2-bank with red and probably a 3 forward with yellow, and that way you're cutting off most of the board for Jonathan. To stop him escaping with Boba.
I'd almost be tempted with Boba to do a K10 here.
Just because you sit in the corner behind the gas cloud and you're happy?
Yeah, just give him that distance. You've got that opportunity to pop the contraband if you want, to take tokens if you think you need it with your shots, or boost again if that's a better option to help you out. But it just gives him that option, because at the moment I'm worried that if Boba doesn't do that hard one, he's going into that corner, which gives Jacob that perfect opportunity to herd the fire spray into the corner.
I think so. Patrick's actually right though, that neither of these are going to live another 35 minutes.
No, it's been a brutal game, and Jacob has chosen violence every time, and he's been very aggressive. So I can see him certainly being aggressive here again, and I think herding Boba into the corner is always been a way to help limit the fire spray's options and get those solid shots in, narrowing his disengagement routes and narrowing where he can go with the boost. So the 4K with Boba just gives him that option to then be able to get back out again and not necessarily be in that corner too much, and gives him a good out without just ending up straight in with a silencer right in front of him.
I'm not sure I like the barrel roll. I think I would have been happy to just sit there and see what Boba was doing.
I like that even less from red. That turn away. Yes, he's boosted in here. He's stretched himself and left him too close to the debris. I don't understand that move at all. It's allowed Jonathan now to split the silencers and go after yellow, go up even further, and have red chase him. So I think it's a potentially quite a big misplay from Jacob there.
No, I disagree. I think that's a case of, if he did go in towards where Boba is now, where the red hand is on the screen, Boba would have been able to get forward and get decent shots into red, whereas now the silencers are at range 3. We'll take a 3v4 dice shot with a focus. The silencer can, I think the hard 2 probably fits inside that debris cloud. Hard 2 to the right.
He's got range 2 onto yellow here.
Just range 2.
Only needs 2 to go through. And Natty's to start with.
So,
Plague's one more through.
Just the 163, so still alive. I must admit, I'm not a fan of the hard 2 away from red there, because at a minimum, yes, if Boba does do that 1 hard, which is what he has done, you could have just traded range 1 shots with Boba 4 versus 4, which, whilst doesn't feel great.
Yellow's got the range 3. The angle there.
No, he hasn't.
No, he doesn't. That was out.
Oh, out.
Out of arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't get the shot. Yeah, because if Red had gone the other way and just trades range 1 shots with Boba, yes, he's got a good chance to lose half on that silencer. But it protects Yellow from being shot, and it also means that, especially if Yellow didn't barrel roll, he would have the 2 shots back into Boba from the 2 silencers. And that's what he needs. He needs the time on target. He needs the guns shooting Boba, because without shooting Boba, he can't win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I will point out to the stream is that obviously these are our opinions of what these players are making, the decision these players are making. We're not in the game. We can't see and feel what's going on from their point of view. That's down to them. And they have their own place on their own choices. So as you can tell from the 3 of us even talking, we all make our own decisions based on how we feel the game should go. and sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't.
Yeah,
And when we do it, we take the Mickey out of each other for doing it wrong.
Standard.
Yeah. And again, we don't know how Jacob feels in that situation about what his thoughts are and his reasons for doing it. It's just, and as we say, hindsight is 20/20, right? So looking at it in hindsight, it has just.
And it clips. I was right.
Close. So close. Oh. I thought he had it.
He takes no damage, but he just sits there with his stress. I mean, he's still in a good position to be able to come back in next turn with a 2 hard.
He is, but what allows him to, unfortunately, it wouldn't give Mark on Boba doing what he did there now. I really like
Boba's popped the contraband cybernetics to do the 1 hard while stressed.
Contraband.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Cool, I'll duck out for the rest of the game then, Dion.
Thank you so much for filling in, Phil. Ha! Ha!
I see what you did there, Dion. That was funny.
You love it. You know you do.
Hey, I like puns as much as the next guy.
So Jonathan's just used the contraband there to just focus up and get that additional modifications.
And they'll potentially finish off yellow. Yeah.
So all paint needed from yellow.
So he... Welcome to the Firecast, Dion. Ha.
Welcome to the Squadron Firecast.
And that's 2 damage going into the silencer. That is it.
I do commend you on saying our
I
name
will tell
really
you guys,
well.
I was listening. Okay, I was listening while I was gone, and I would agree. This game has been really brutal for Jacob. It has not really been in his favor, but I think part of it is some missed opportunities in. How do I want to? I want to say this in the most amicable way possible. I feel like Jacob's solutions to approaching Boba Fett early on were not creative enough. They were kind of the expected moves.
Mm-hmm.
There was like, all right, so I need to 2-turn here to eventually get my arc pointed in the right direction. There hasn't been anything unexpected that could give Jonathan, bad positioning or just a spot that just doesn't work for Boba Fett. And I mean, at this point, having only a single silencer left, you don't have the tools to do anything at this point.
The thing I learned really quickly when I played the list is, going after Bossk is actually a trap, unless you can get behind him. Because you try and Jason, you go, cool, I'm just gonna get rid of him really quickly, and I'll trade a lot of damage for him. And he goes, yeah, but I'm gonna trade your damage quicker than you are, so I'm gonna punch through a load of your health and trade all I need for what I need Bob to win. It is the trap of the list. It's why it does so well, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hit crit.
As we were saying,
able to avoid the damage there.
Sorry, yeah, as we were saying as well from the previous turn and a couple of turns before that, with the silencers trying to minimize the damage they were taking, which is sensible, but by doing that, he also limited the shots and options he had into Boba, and you can't trade one silencer shooting Boba because you're just not going to push the damage through.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, there is a way the silencer can get back into it, but it's going to be hard in 25 minutes to try and plink away, stay at range 3, not be an arc of Boba when he has all those mods. But you just can't let Boba get in range 1 again, ever.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Boba Fett also has Lone Wolf, right? So he still has some form of reroll nonetheless.
Yeah. And unfortunately for Jacob now, even if the silencer manages to come back in, manages to half point Boba. He's still down on points.
Yeah.
And he still needs to actually kill Boba at this point.
All right, sorry guys, my daughter's screaming. Hold on.
That's okay.
Family comes first. We know that. We've both got kids.
Yeah, that's massively true. So I think Jacob's now got to make a decision. I think he's in that position where the game is. I mean, never say never, but the game is basically writings on the wall, and I think he's got to make that decision of: do you try and go for that 1 in a million chance of, let's see if we can just plink the damage off of Boba and take nothing in return and get the win in like 20 minutes? Or do we go, let's just try and half Boba and live and get the best MOV I can get out of the game?
I think in terms of the tournament, because you've got, it's not an X and whatever go through, right? The MOV does matter.
Their MOV does matter.
Yeah, so I think getting the MOV and trying to stay alive is the smarter play. I'm not sure it's the most fun. But it's the smart play.
We know that the most fun and the smart plays are not necessarily the same thing.
And I always go for the most fun.
You do.
Almost always.
And I won't say anything else on that statement, and we'll just let that.
I mean, guys in the chat who knows, don't do that. That's fine. We'll just leave it there. We're not worried about it. It's all good.
All right, I'm back. The magic bite that you find by scraping the side of a yogurt container was really, really needed in that moment.
Excellent.
She was screaming, "I need my magic bite!" All right, so it looks like there's somebody in the chat asking a question about what is margin of victory, or what is MOV. So yeah, margin of victory is essentially how many points have you destroyed, and how many points do you have left on the board at the end of a game. So when somebody if you lost all your ships and you didn't get any points, there are up to 400 points no matter what. Yeah, there's 400 points up for grabs for each game. So that gets divided between the two players depending on how it is. Always equals to 400 points between the two. But yeah, that's how that works.
So 200 to win and then the points between?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it works? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. It's kind of like goal difference in soccer for anybody who's... That's what it is.
All right, here we go. We're going to get our joust soon. Boba Fett versus the last Signar.
Yep.
And the thing is, even the getting the right way around the gas cloud, which obviously the red can do with the repositions, isn't going to help, because Boba can just go, well, I'll just boost the other way and shoot my rear arc instead of the front.
Mm-hmm.
Or just not be shot. I'm hoping you can't hear my dog whining in the background.
Oh, we can.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's like, I want to go down and play, but I'm not allowed.
And as anyone, if they do watch our stream, will know, people only watch the stream so they can hear Rusty in the background.
This is true.
All right, and there is the focus token, just waiting to receive Boba Fett in open arms.
Gas cloud will save me.
Takes the point. I don't want the gas cloud. Hug me. 2 bank away. Oh, come on, Boba. Let's go.
That's what Nick was saying there as well. It doesn't matter. It almost didn't matter which choice he made in terms of which way around the gas cloud. Boba has that option to boost and still get the shot. But that 50-50 choice, he did go the way that Boba didn't. Mm-hmm. And Jonathan, playing it cautiously, at the moment, maintaining his lead.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I want to mention real quick is if you haven't taken a look already, if you type !lists in the Twitch chat, you will get a PDF of all the lists that are available. And there's something very interesting going on right now. I mean, we have Nantex, of course. They will always be around, at least in our current meta. But overall, they're not at the top right now. They're around, but I think there's a chance for us to not have Nantex in our final this weekend. I think there's a chance. So, I promise you nothing. I'm saying there's a chance.
Yeah, I did see that Farn had decided to give them a rest this time as well. Farn's come with some Imperials.
He has, and is currently undefeated as well. So has the possibility, if Fawn does what he did already, which is go 2 events completely undefeated, has the possibility of going 33-0 in Galactic Championship events. Here's Boba Fett doing the rerolls. I'm sorry, against Boba Fett. We got 2 crits coming from the silencer. Ooh. Interesting. The Lone Wolf trigger, yeah. Oh, Boba Fett. Sad Boba.
Ooh,
Decided not to do the Han Gunner. And is taking some... Oh, this could flip the game, guys. Structural damage on Boba Fett and a direct hit. You've gotten Boba Fett down to 3 hull, and you have... and you got a structural damage out there that cannot be repaired?
He's got 4 hull because he's got the hull upgrade.
Oh, the hull upgrade, even still.
But still,
point
that
still
structural
stands.
damage is massive.
And you got 18 minutes left. Oh my goodness. If I'm Jacob, my eyes are like, oh my goodness. Yes, I'm saying there is a chance. There's 100% a chance.
First orders are built on hope.
Yes. Today they are. Honestly, if I'm Jonathan, do not overextend. Take range 2 and range 3 shots so that have a nice wide arc that Boba Fett can escape from. And that's going to help you out. But you can't do that if you're getting in range 1 because it makes it much easier to get out of your arc.
I think your option is a 2 bank to sit in between that Prox Mine and Debris and just focus up, stay where you are. But then Boba can just potentially turn hard towards Jacob's side and still have that rear shot and dice mons. It's not an easy one still. The dice need to favor one side or the other, and I think that will be telling in this next engagement.
Yep.
But I'm not calling it either way.
Mm-hmm.
I've given up on that.
Anything can happen. That's what we say in this game, and it's certainly looking like that. There's even more of a chance that can come true here.
All right, so looks like the Sinar James engineer. So here we go. So Jacob is taking a more patient route. He's cleared the stress, cleared the strain as well. Right? Yeah, cleared the strain as well. He's got the stress again from his maneuvers, but he's taking another pass. He's waiting for it.
Which I think is really sensible. He's still got the time. It lets him get that range 3 style engagement, as we were saying, a bit easier. And limited the options for Boba to just get out. Because if he had 5 to follow Boba there, Boba's got the option to just boost away and get the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And leaving the FO with no shot in return. So Jacob's been very sensible by disengaging this way and just reduces that likelihood of Boba being able to do that against him.
Can Boba run for the 15 and a bit minutes? Is that
I mean, the silencer has enough maneuverability to prevent that from happening. Like it can move just as tight maneuver-wise as Boba Fett. Boba Fett has a little bit more speed because of the medium base, but not enough to run away the entire time.
Yeah, and whilst Boba has the boost as a reposition, that's not necessarily going to be able to get him out of shots every time, especially if Jacob keeps that firing arc wide.
Yep. But Jacob, one thing he has to do is he does need to manage the clock. I know there's 15 minutes left, but that can also be looked like as only 15 minutes as well.
Yeah.
Because they can go fast. If you start taking a little bit too long to do your actions and... Okay, so Boba Fett did the one straight there.
Yeah, he's just going to focus and stay there.
I like that.
Yeah, the silencer's options next turn aren't terrible. 2-bank probably fits around that gas cloud, I think.
Yeah, but at least Boba just to do the hard turn in. Just get into range 1 quite comfortably.
He can, but Boba doesn't want that exchange. Because it would be... He's unlikely to kill the silencer.
Oh, he's still got 4 health.
The silencer's still got all 4 hull. So the silencer's not halved yet.
Oh.
So if he does choose that violence, you're not likely to kill the silencer. And Bob's only got 4 hull himself, but he's only got that 1 agility. So he doesn't want to take a shot like that.
Yep, the re-rolls have a lot less value with that die missing.
This is a choice now. This is a real tough kind of, do I go for it? Do I not? Do I run away? I can't really run away. I think from Jonathan's point of view. My head would be screaming, well, what are the maths of me actually just getting those crits? Can I just do it? And then my gut would go, I don't care, I'm going to try it anyway.
Huh. All right, so going around the gas cloud here to avoid taking a shot that's unobstructed. He's going to be hiding behind the cloud.
Yeah. I'm not sold. I think he might have been worried that the 2-bank might have clipped the gas cloud and left him tokenless, potentially strained with Boba shooting him.
Yep.
So he's gone the more cautious route. But as you said, we're now down to 12 minutes. And 12 minutes is starting to... It can go quite quickly if you're not careful. And to get a decent shot on Boba again this game, it's starting to look like it's slipping away.
Yeah, Jacob needs two turns of shots on Boba Fett to win the game. But at the cautious rate at which he's playing, he's being a little too. I mean, we said be cautious, but you still
need to take the shots.
Yeah, and here is something I'm wondering. Has Jacob done the points? I always question maneuvers towards the end of the game with, like, how aware is Jacob? Like, does Jacob know he's behind? Because Boba Fett is thick, and you do get a lot of points for taking half points, but Jacob isn't ahead, right? He's still behind by, what is that, almost 20 points. What is that?
Yeah.
Less than that, but yeah, it's...
I would say probably knows. I mean, I'm pretty bad at working out maths during the game. I'm really bad. I go and gut quite a lot. But I think at that point, when you realize that, okay, you're 1 point away from half, that even if you are ahead, you can't afford... You'd know that Boba would be chasing you harder. So you'd see from the state of the board, you kind of realize, okay, no, wait, I'm probably not ahead. Not the way things are. So I think he knows he's still trying to chase just a little bit.
Yeah. And he expected Boba to run, and that's exactly what Boba did, with him barreling that side of the Proxima.
And boosting straight is going to keep him out of range, most likely.
Jacob's doing a really good job here. We've already talked a couple of times about putting Boba in the corner. Nobody puts Boba in a corner. That he's having to run, and Jacob was getting to a position where he can do the 5 straight here, clear that stress. Boba's going to have to try and come around that rock, around that debris, sorry.
Yep.
And is unlikely to get it. Jacob's likely to get an unanswered shot here.
Yeah, this next turn is a good chance for him to possibly do some damage. 3 or 4 straight with a focus boost. Jonathan has to decide whether or not this is a turn where he would want to do a Talon roll. That's risky, but you could, especially you don't have Contraband anymore.
The question doing the tunnel is, does it bring him far enough around that debris?
That's true. So there's the 5 straight.
And he's just focused.
It's a good choice.
Yeah. And the Boba's unlikely to be able to get out of the shot this time.
Yep. Keeping that arc nice and wide. I mean, focusing right there is probably your best chance. Might still be obstructed. You get an extra die.
Yeah, it's whether he might be thinking if he boosts, it might get it to range 3, and then he can focus, and he's got the 2 agility plus the reroll from Lone Wolf plus the focus from Han Gunner.
That's very true.
Because yeah, I'm not sure that is obstructed. Although it could already be range 3. It's
close.
It's close.
So Boba's got to make a choice.
Come on.
All right, just waiting for Jonathan to choose his action. Takes the boost.
And he is going to Han Gun it into the focus. And that is range 2.
All right, and 3 hits. Boba Fett only has 1 die. 2 are getting through. Spend the focus. 2 hits.
Yep, he's down to 2 hull left.
Now Boba Fett has to use the power of the fire spray. I think this next couple turns. I think you turn in. If you boost it down, you have the space now to turn in. And if the silencer comes at you, you should be able to pass away or fly past, or be able to get the angle where you get the back shot.
Yeah.
Because now the tables have turned. Jacob needs 1 more shot on Boba Fett to get the W. Jonathan needs 2 shots. Dire Weasel in the chest is definitely some passing away going to happen. Yes, this is all true. There is the 1 turn. Focus.
Yeah, which is definitely just the sensible choice. Just keeps the arc as wide as possible. I think we're going to see Boba boost and Han Gunner again to try and get the shot and also maximize the range distance between him.
Yep, that might be range 3. Does he have the angle for a shot? He does. You need some crits. Roll some crits, Boba. and went for the Lone Wolf reroll on offense.
No, I think that's the reroll for Marauder Gunner.
Oh, Marauder, duh.
Keeping the Lone Wolf for defense.
Oh, forced to spend that. Yeah, he wants to keep him above half. I get that. Oh, but you know what? Maybe you just take the damage. Just take the damage. You have a focus on attack. Oh, that's so risky, though. If you whiff on defense, you are so sad.
Yeah, because if you now...
Oh, he's taking it!
If you now whiff this attack, it gives Boba the opportunity to initiative kill you.
Yep. Oh, my God.
He's going for it.
I want to see 2 eyeballs and a crit here, please.
Oh, two
Just
hits.
He didn't need to take that damage.
Oh! Oh, wait. Why two rerolls? Why 2?
He shouldn't have. I think he's done it by accident. So there's the one from Lone Wolf. Spends the focus token, takes 1. So Boba's alive on 1.
Okay. 1 hull. Oh my goodness.
1 hull versus 2 hull.
4 minutes left in the game.
What were you saying about this game being like really short and being over right away?
Hey. Go back to your producer closet. Get in the basement.
I never said that.
This is
Sorry, Nick,
right
I
down
got you
to
back
the wire. Yeah, this is right down to the wire. And as we said earlier that we thought the writing was on the wall, and as you can see, the game is never over until it's actually finished.
You can see somebody watching this on YouTube, and at the 20-minute mark, going like, "There's still an hour left in this video. What do you mean the game's almost over?" Oh, did he hit the cloud?
No. He's debating the base.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But he's not put himself in a great position.
Straight boost.
And it's obstructed.
Focus.
Oh,
Obstructs.
man.
Obstructs the shots both ways.
But I'm fairly sure that's better for the CNAR.
I think so.
Let's see. Let's see what comes out here. Let's see what comes out here.
Just tell me I'm not gonna
Oh,
watch.
hit crit. Hit crit. Gone.
Oh.
Gone. He never had a chance.
Jacob did so well to bring that game back as well.
Oh my goodness.
Man, I feel for him. He's got to be thinking, I can do this. And then Boba just goes, no, it's okay.
Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations to Jonathan pulling out that game here right at the wire. Oh, Jacob, well played. Well played.
Absolutely brilliant. Great game, guys.
So
All right, guys. Well, let's
Bossk.
let's go ahead and roll into giveaways. But before we do that, want to remind you guys a couple things. Thank you to the Firestorm Firecast for helping me out commentating this round. And this round and all of our rounds this weekend are brought to you by Curled Paw Creatives. Use that coupon code Ryloth2020 for 20% off.